Here on the app, then, Jason, what we'll do is we'll minimize it. We're on build 51, and then we shrink it off, just swipe it off the screen, and then restart the application. So now when we're back in the application, we open this up, go to help about this app. As you can see, it push,
Oh, there it is, 56.
Okay, is that a tablet or a phone?
This one's a tablet.
Okay, it didn't do it on the phone.
So, Jason, when you on the bottom, you've got that on the right-hand side of your screen. On the bottom, you touch that and you can close everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did, at least. And then I close everything, then I reopen it. And by the way, Jason, do you have real good internet?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of times, if you actually can be on the on your Wi-Fi, and it gives you a little better connectivity to load up the software.
I think that might be it.
Yeah.
I'm just reinstalling. I took it out of my phone, Jason, right now to make sure that on whether you're on Android, you need to be on build 56. Apple, you need to be on build number 53. So I'm reinstalling this, Jason, on my phone, just to make sure if anybody's on board right now with us, you need to make sure that you're on build 56 on Android or build 53 on Apple for the code update to use your DL429.
Yeah, and we just have hello everybody. I'm Bill Northrup.
I think we've got a couple more minutes, Bill, before we introduce everyone. Let's give time for folks. They're still streaming in.
Okay. All right. But I think, Eric, we should go over this because this is a detail that people are a little
to make sure.
Yeah, I think it's very important.
Well, I just uninstalled and I'm swiping out of it.
Okay, great.
And
I'm going to uninstall right now and then reinstall, and I'll update you.
Yeah. What we've done, actually, Buck figured it out. It's the code push, which allows us to update the application with some little things without doing a whole new build and doing a submission to the all three stores now. So it's been very effective, but there's a few things you have to understand to make it work.
I am in the process of reinstalling it. I'll let you know how it turns out.
Good.
Perfect.
And Jason, if you can back up just a little bit from the camera, we'll have a better view. And I think, Eric, whenever you're ready, you can let Bill give a first intro, and then Eric can introduce everybody.
Well, I think we're all ready to go, are we not?
I think we are.
It's time. It's time.
All right.
Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Eric Urrutia with North Park Innovations. Today we're going to go over the usage of the DL429 UEI meter, hooking it into your application, and attaining wireless measurements. Today on board we've got Bill Northrup.
Hello, everybody.
We've got Mukhtar from UEI.
Hello, everybody.
And we've got Jason. Jason's on board with us as well.
Hello, everybody. Glad you're with us.
I'm going to hand it over to Bill. Give us a little pep talk here.
All right. Well, again, thank you all for showing up. This year, you're going to see some significant changes and improvements and progress on our software as well as hardware. And you know, we're excited that that we're now connected with the UEI DL429. Thank you, Mukhtar, for being here and helping us explain all the features and benefits of the device. Everybody who has the device is very impressed with it, and we have been. We've actually been able to achieve, I think, 4 devices. 4 of the DL429s can connect to our app, and we can stream data. And Abhijit and the programming team, we're going to be creating various windows in the app so you can actually get as much electrical data as you like. Specifically, the important thing is we'll have single phase and we'll have 3-phase. You'll be able to stream 3-phase data by having 3 DL429s. So we've been able to achieve that, and we'll get that in pretty good shape. So I'll again thank you all, and I will let you, Eric and Jason and Mukhtar, I'll let you explain to the folks how it all works.
Mukhtar, do you want to give a couple of words to everybody?
I just wanted to welcome everybody and thank you for joining in. And I'm glad to be part of this and talking about our DL429, which has been a phenomenal meter for us in terms of just the HVAC industry alone, having an all-in-one tool for anything and everything an HVAC our technician needs in an instrument, and all the features and benefits that go along with it, and everything that we've just been able to utilize to work with the iManifold. And then for the people that are using it with the iManifold, it has many other subsequent benefits with the instrument that allows them to do furthermore diagnostics and further testing, even on the heating side.
Cool, thanks, Mukhtar. Do you want to throw in a couple of words there, Jason, as well? A little introduction. I'm sure everybody knows you too.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Jason Upjud. I'm a teacher in Chicago. I teach the HVAC classes, and I can tell you that we've been using the different variations of the UEI meter. They're very durable. I was quite excited when we announced that we were going to be working with UEI with the 429. I recommend it to the students. It seemed like a pretty easy transition to get it to pair up with the app. We've been using it in class with some really good results. We're able to show the data to the students as we leave the system running. We have a trainer, an 805 in the classroom, and we hook up the 429 and stream the data on the board, and we get real time on the voltage, the current, the watts. It's a powerful tool to use for sure. We're pretty excited about it.
Cool, thanks, Jason. So first off, just to get started with this, you need to make sure that you have the current update to your application. So right now I'm going to share my screen here with you all. Now the version of the application on Android needs to be build number 56, and on iOS it needs to be build number 53. So what I did right now, just to show you guys, I uninstalled my application. I just reinstalled it. We're going to go in here to our gear side menu to verify our version of the app. We open up our gear side menu, drop down here to help. Open up help. And we touch about this app. Now, as you can see, when you first install this app, you'll see that it's build number 51. And that is not going to give you the option to hook up to your UEI DL429. So at this point right here, you need to swipe out of your screen. Do not uninstall the app again. Just simply swipe it off. So we window it out, minimize it out, and we reopen the application. Now what this is going to do, it's going to code push and give it an update. So now we're going to go back over here to our gear menu, open it up, go back down to help, select help, Go back up to about this app. And now, as you can see, the code push went through and we're on build 56 now. So from this point, we can go ahead and start working with our DL429.
Eric, I'd like to share something if I could.
Sure.
I have an Android. I'm an Android user, and I usually don't have the Wi-Fi settings on. I'm usually using the mobile, the cellular signal. If you have that set up on your Android device, usually the app wouldn't update. You'd have to manually update it. If you turn the Wi-Fi settings on, usually that's when a lot of the programs will update. So for the longest time, I've been running around trying to get the newer build, and I uninstalled and reinstalled with the Wi-Fi, and I am now on build 56. So for those of you that only update when Wi-Fi is on, there's a setting on your cellular device that does that. Be aware that you need to turn the Wi-Fi on to do the update.
Yeah, that makes it much easier, and it's smoother, and it really works well.
Perfect. Yeah. Thanks, guys. So now that your app's ready and up to date, just a couple of things about the DL429. One of the things you'll probably notice on here is the size of the display. Now on the display here, we can display voltage and amperage at the same time. So this makes the application with our system going into the data logging, as Bill was discussing just a minute ago about utilizing this, you can measure volts and amps at the same time. So during data logging, this can be hooked up and run for an extended amount of time. So right now we're going to connect up to the DL429. So now you guys have my screen again. I'm going to go back in here to my iManifold screen. Now while the system's up and running, we've got a display of measurements. I'm just going to put in demo data here. Apply a profile. Now we have a system up and running here. What we can do now is apply our measurements. So we're going to open up the 3-bar menu, go into our measurement screen, come down here to electrical. Now when I applied the information to the demo data, it already input some demo measurements in here. I'm going to eliminate those right now. Now we've got clear out measurements here. Now when you go into your measurements page, open up electrical, you'll see you've got 2 selections here. Connect to the redfish meter and connect to the UEI meter. So to connect to your UEI meter, the center button in here, the power button, simply turn the power button on. Let me give you some light here. It's got a really nice backlit display. You just simply push the backlight button over here, hold on to it for a second, you got a nice backlit display. So now that the display's up, as you can see, it's a dual display. There's voltage and amperage. Now the green link button over here, tap the green link button, and you'll see in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see BT get illuminated. Once BT is on, that's sending out our Bluetooth signal, and we're going to simply tap connect to UEI meter. We're scanned up, we're all set. Now, as you can see on my display here, I've got nothing showing on here, but now up on my display on my application, we have our voltage, we have our amperage, and right here we configure the system, whether it's going to be a split or a package, single phase or 3-phase, whatever you want to select up in the voltage. And right now it's waiting for a value to be input. At the moment, I don't have anything hooked up available that I can actually pull voltage and amperage. All my demo stuff is outside. So, Bill, I think you had something that we could hook up to.
I got a quick question for you, Eric.
Yeah, I do, Eric. I'll yeah, go ahead, Jason.
The build for Apple is 53 or 56 to show what I'm seeing here on your screen.
That is 53.
For Apple.
Actually, Eric, I just had a guy said he's got 56. And
he does have 56 on his Apple device?
Yeah, yeah. So Apple's an interesting animal for us because it takes a long time to get the approval process. You know, Android's overnight. Android or Apple, they take a while. So do you have 56 on your or 53 on your pad, Eric, on your iPad?
On my Apple device.
This would be good to show everybody how what it is.
I'd also like to point out to anybody listening that there's a chat feature, and if you have questions or something that you want to shout out, you can log on to the little chat, and one of us will get to it and bring it up during the broadcast.
Yeah, I see. Anthony says that. Yeah. Okay, he has 53 on his Android. So
yeah, so do I.
Okay, you do as well, Mukhtar. Okay, all right.
So 53 is the official for the iOS, and 56 is official for the Android.
Well,
yeah, I'm 53 on my Apple.
I just checked with our programming team.
Okay.
And they said that 56 is now live for the Apple.
Okay, so as it gets, maybe we can do everybody can do the updates and let us know, because we're the team is hot on getting it sorted out and straight. So if they say it's 56, then they're able to get 56 off the store.
Okay, perfect. So anyway, when you're using the DL429, and you can see it's very sensitive, and on my screen you'll see that there's a little bit, very slight amount of voltage jumping around there. It's very simple to zero it out. It's just simply take your probe tips, just touch them together, and it'll zero itself out. Okay. Now the probe tips that come with this meter, very nice. Got long extend tips, but they also do have guards. So if you want to leave the guards on, you can. And that just exposes just a simple point probe. So these guards are kind of handy. I like to leave them on and just want to show them to you with them off. That way you can get your fingers in there without getting shocked or anything like that.
So Eric, did you want me to hook
yes,
up?
please. I'm gonna stop sharing this because unfortunately I don't have anything I can hook up to in here.
Okay.
And you're on there.
So what I'll do is I'll go turn it all on. I actually have it hooked up to a little heater here, as well as the 110 in the plug. So we'll see that streaming data.
So while Bill's doing that, a couple of other things that are really nice that come with the DL429 when you purchase it. Number one, it comes in a really nice carrying case. Real nice carrying case, zip-up case. And of course, you'll get an instruction pack. Now to do data logging, you'll have these alligator clips that screw onto the end, the tips of your point probes. And it also has 2 bead thermocouples. So it's also good for a couple of temperatures. You get a couple of temperature inputs on here as well. And of course, you got a dual display, which makes it really nice.
Eric?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Eric, we have a question that maybe Mukhtar would like to answer. Is there a way to keep the backlight screen on for a longer time?
At this time, no, there isn't. And it's mainly due to, so you can extend the battery life. Because what tends to happen is users just either turn it on or leave it on or forget about it. And it drains the battery very quickly. So it's a way to prolong the battery life. So I think right now it's set for, I believe, 15 seconds or 20 seconds.
Very good. Thank you for that.
Eric, as you were pointing out, it does have dual temperature inputs. As we've been playing with it in class and getting to know it, one of the settings we see is that it'll automatically subtract temperature 1 from temperature 2 or 2 from 1. It does the calculation on the screen for you, which is pretty nice.
Oh, cool. So we got temperature diff on there.
Yes.
Nice, nice, nice. Bill, how you coming along there, sir?
Oh, I'm just loading it up because what I did is I updated my app, and so I'm just doing a relog in.
Eric, have you noticed, is there a distance before we lose signal on the UEI?
You know, I did work on that a little bit, and I actually got some really good, I'm sure, the UEI Mukhtar. What is the version of the Bluetooth on this one?
It's 4.0.
4.0. So it's a very strong Bluetooth. I was able to get around. I didn't go any further, but I didn't have any issues. I was about 35, 40 feet away, and I still had good connectivity. I'd like to test it even further, but that was really pretty sufficient from where I was at.
Yeah, in a straight line of sight, I pushed it up to about 47 feet. Mm-hmm. And it's when you start working in tighter or confined spaces or things like that where you start getting reduced signal, where I've had it as low as about 22 feet before it dropped out.
That's good.
It looks as though that backlight is run. I think it looked like it was about 30 seconds.
Okay.
But the thing is also the backlight, there's not just a backlight, you also have a light inside the clamp as well.
Yes, the work light.
There's a little work light there, so us blind guys can see that then.
Okay, Eric, I'm up and streaming, and I need a profile, right?
You need a profile.
All right, let's walk through it. Save and do that.
Again, I'll bring up that if you have questions, you're an attendee, you want something addressed on screen on the camera here, please use the chat feature. One of us will get to it, and we'll try and discuss it on the broadcast here.
Okay, Eric, I'm streaming data, and you ought to be able to pick me up.
Okay, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and do another share my screen here. I just had to verify that I was set in here, so I've already popped on to my my Tech Connect, and I see Bill Northrup here live. Let's take a look at his data here. And I'm over here taking a look now. This information here is what Bill just entered in on his system here.
And I didn't enter it in. I'm just streaming data off the DL429.
Perfect. Now, Bill, when we do the Tech Connect here, you got to remember, we're not going to see live voltage going.
Oh, right. You'll just see the ER.
I'll just see the ER of what you've got going here.
That's going to look a little wonky because we got 110 volts and let's see what we have for amperage. Let's see. Yeah.
Well, Bill, obviously you put in demo data.
I put in demo data, yes.
Okay, well, when you put in demo data.
Oh, it's going to put in demo data, and so it's going to eliminate that. All right.
I wish we had a setup right now to where we can show live data. makes it a lot nicer, a lot easier to see. I'm going to try and see if I can do something right here to where I can pull this information, at least voltage. So I'm going to disconnect from Bill right now.
Yeah, that's right. And we don't have Tech Connect yet on the data logging app, do we? So
I'm going to connect to my UEI meter. Now let me see if I can get some voltage without killing myself here, because
yeah, Anthony said just go ahead and plug into the 110 there, man.
The thing is that inside right here where I'm at, I've got these crazy safety plugs here that don't let you play around with it.
So they're adult-proof outlets?
They're totally adult-proof outlets, I'm telling you.
While we're waiting for Eric, I'll let you know that I am a teacher in a school. I do have a lot of students, and we've been using different variations of the UEI. They have held up to being dropped, being in the tool bag. They're very reliable. They don't chew through the batteries unless you constantly leave it on the desk. But for years, we've been using different variations. We're going to update to the 429 for the Bluetooth capability, but I can tell you they do stand up to quite a bit of accidental dropping or kicking, or in the bottom of the tool bag, under the heavy books, things like that, and they still keep kicking.
Yeah, my adult-proof deal over here is not working out well for me.
You have any wall sockets there in that room?
Yeah, they're a ways away right now.
Okay.
Second. You're climbing underneath my desk here.
And another thing, folks, right now, of course, we have voltage and amps, but we're going to be, as time passes, writing software that will get the full advantage of the DL429 and all the features and all the readings that you'll be able to see in the app. So that's something that we're working on, and we'll be releasing that as we go along, as we add cells.
And the other thing is with the DL429, I know we only have the voltage and amps right now using the current software, but the DL429 as well has its own app that's available both on the Apple Store and the Google Store that allows you to record the data, store the data, and graph the data as well, and export it right from its own app. So if you want more than just voltage and amp functions, whether it be temperature, capacitance, anything else, any other features that you're using on the clamp meter, you can use its own app to log as well.
Okay, so right now I'm going to connect to my meter.
All right, volts it is.
Look at that now. Here we're going to get some voltage. Let's lift it up.
There we're getting some.
Come on now. I just had it.
Bill, you want to take a second to go over some of the logging with the UEI and the electrical data?
Yeah. The only thing, Eric, are you having any luck, Eric? Just while you're still on the, well, you're getting.
No, I got this thing all messed up here. Hold on one sec.
Okay. All right.
I'm over here trying to reach in here, and it's
Yeah, it just doesn't want to get those volts, does it?
no.
The probes, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
You got to kind of hold them in a plug. But actually, what I was saying, Jason, is Eric's got the screen sharing software, so maybe we can move to that and show folks what our data logging app looks like.
There we go. You see that?
Ah, nice.
Now we're going to unplug, wait for it to zero out. And now we're going to apply it back into our voltage. What are you talking about, a wrestling match?
Earl just asked about what the difference was between the redfish meter and the UEI meter. And mainly the difference is with the UEI meter, we get streaming of amps and volts simultaneously. And that's the thing that we were excited about, because at that point, we can truly do live data logging instead of just taking a snapshot of the system right then and there. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, this thing I didn't, I kept jumping this thing around. And it didn't give me good readings because it's my fault over here moving this thing around like I've been here. Come on. Yay for the meter. I'm jumping this thing through hoops here.
All right.
It's too bad we didn't have a live system available.
Yeah, I'm sorry we didn't. We literally just shipped 2 trainers and we didn't have any there. And Jason's home, he's not in his lab.
I keep trying to hook up and I'm confusing this thing.
But one of the new features is the data logging feature, and having the electrical data stream real time like that is a big key in some of the data logging. Along with the pressures and temperatures, we can monitor compressor operation, consumption, things like that. It does help to give a grander picture of what the unit's really doing.
And another thing you can use the DL429 on is when you're checking those compressors, you can measure all the capacitors as well, as long as it's all disconnected. And if you've drained the capacitors, you can use the DL429 on the capacitance feature to test all the capacitors on the compressors as well.
Great. Hey, Eric, do you want to bring up the data logging app to work through that a little bit? Can you?
Give me just 1 second. I'm having difficulties here with my tablet.
Yeah, all those tablets.
I'm having issues here with this thing. Yeah, my tablet's giving me some hell right now. Let me change this thing up. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go into the, let me see if it'll take into play on my
There was a question brought up about field piece and some of the adaptable heads that can be connected to the UEI meter. Is that still an option on the 429?
Yes, on the DL429, the head is removable. So if you just pull on the clamp, the meter separates, and you can use, I don't know if all the heads work for field piece, but there are selective heads, like I believe the airflow, and there's some others that work on here. And anything that you use that's an adapter, like, or another head, will show on your top line there, where essentially it always defaults to amps. It will be whatever the adapter signal is. It'll show it to you on the top line. So you can do whatever it is with the adapter, plus you can still measure your voltage or everything else on the bottom line.
Cool.
Nice, nice. Okay, let's do some. We'll do a quick talk about some data logging here. Let me share my screen with you guys. I hope my tablet didn't take a complete dive. Let's see. Okay, so our new data logging application, you can find it on the Play Store or the App Store, and it has a new logo on here. As you can see, logo's a little bit different. We're going to go ahead and there's a new logo, the new splash page. So if you're a cloud subscriber, even if you're not, you can take a look at it real quick. It's going to ask you to sign up for a subscription to do your actual data logging. So as you can see, you can either sign in here, or you can sign up. You're going to be asked for a username and a password. We'll go ahead and log into this so I can give you a little shot of this. Now it's going to ask you to connect up to an iManifold or an iConnect. So I just turned on an iConnect. I'm going to select my device here because if you've got more than one, it's going to ask you which one you want to connect up to. This one that I have right here is iConnect C4131. And now we're connected up to it. So prior to doing your data logging, you set up your system configuration. First off, we're going to take a look at the refrigerant itself. So you got a full selection of refrigerants here. We'll use 410A on this one. The nominal tonnage it'll ask you for, we're just going to say it's a 5-ton. Airflow method here, we'll go airflow per ton. Our value, 2250. Obtain barometric pressure. We can use our altitude. We can use actually the iManifold sensor, which I'm going to be using that. And our power factor. Now, if we need to change our power factor, we can. We're all set here. We're going to continue. So now we've got our configuration here of number of circuits. This one's going to be a single circuit. If we need to up that up, 2, 3, 4 circuits, whatever we're going to do here, it'll accommodate that. Circuit 1, compressor 1, evaporator 1, condenser 1. Now we're going to submit. Now this is really where the cool stuff goes into play, because we can actually use and map out each individual probe as to what we want it to be. So like probe 1, low pressure probe here, we can go circuit 1, circuit 2, suction pressure at evaporator. We can change this mapping up here, suction pressure at compressor. We can map this thing for anything that we want to do.
Eric, I have a question. Does that change it in the app as well? Or is it just for the streaming option, the logging option?
Just right here, when you plug into it and you hook up your iManifold or iConnect, it's a separate application.
So changes made in the data logging won't change it in the app?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not going to change it when you go back to regular system usage. If you're going to be using it just as a technician's point of view, it's not going to change any of that.
Okay. Okay, good to know.
So all these can be mapped up. We've got liquid line pressure at the condenser. We'll go ahead and select that. As you can see, we're actually changing mapping here. If we put in our temperature probes into the sides of this, I'm going to put a temperature probe into the side of this low side to get suction line temp. And as you can see, when I just plug that in, now I've got T1 in here. We got suction line temperature at the evaporator. We're going to say that suction line temperature at the compressor. Anything that we go in here, we can map it. We can do custom mapping. So here's our temperature, humidity, Pro 5.6, everything we've got in here. Now what I can also do is connect to my UEI meter to do some data logging. So we're going to turn on the meter, and we're going to find out if my tablet's going to freak out on me here. So I turned on the meter. I've got the Bluetooth signification up. Now right up here on my dashboard, I've got connect to UEI. So I'm going to connect to it.
Maybe with that one, Eric, did it, do you have to hit that button again because you disconnected from the one app to the other?
No, the thing is, I think my tablet just took a dive because that's what was happening just a second ago. It won't connect now.
All right.
I think I have to reset my tablet.
All right.
Gosh.
But the point here is to show functionality, show the concepts, different things that we can do with the iManifold, the iConnect, and the 429. We can plug it all into this data logging for some powerful information about the unit. What's it doing? What's it not doing over a period of time? It's a really good feature.
And, you know, it was interesting. Yesterday, we had 2 people come back to us who have been playing with the data logging app. And they said, if you have multiple evaporators chosen, there's no choice to use one pressure measurement for all the evaporators. Okay. And we looked at that and they were right. We made the change. We pushed it out in Android. It's now available in Android, and it'll be a couple of days before it's available, I think, in Apple, unless he can push it through Code Push. So we're looking. We want feedback from everyone so that we can make this thing a real functional piece of software.
Most definitely. I apologize. I'm rebooting my device here. So while we keep talking, I want to just make sure that I don't have to go shopping. I mean, this is an older version of a tablet. I'd like to keep an older device available, simply to, you know, as it progresses out and we change things up, we just want to make sure that we can still work with, you know, for say an older device.
Yeah.
Because we need to check the application with everything. So I'm just making sure that I've got access to this thing right here.
Well, I think. Do you think it's going to boot up, or do you think? I mean, we're within 5 minutes, and
yeah. I mean, if anybody has any more questions,
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah.
And while I troubleshoot my system here.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties, please stand by, but you know.
Yeah. So
what I'd like to do is show everybody the other virtual training that's coming in, if that's okay.
Sure.
Sure.
So tell me when you can see my screen.
We can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on Friday, March 23rd, we have a full session on data logging. So that'll be a good one. Then Tuesday, April 10th, we have the train equipment installation commissioning reports, which are brand new. That'll save everybody that's working with train equipment a ton of time. And then on Tuesday, April 24th, Eric and his team are going to do a live job filmed with your iManifold. So you're really going to see how to get the most value out of your system on a job setting. So Eric, I think all those are going to be good.
Yeah.
You know, when we do the on the job, what I'm going to do is we're going to completely do a video of a complete service call. So this is actually going to be live shot from the door opening, shot video on myself and my son, either one. And we're going to go through the full connection, including using the UEI meter to get the voltage and amperage. So we'll be able to just go from start to finish on there and throw out a report as well. So,
great.
Do that.
Perfect.
So does currently anybody have any questions on the UEI clamp meter?
Mukhtar, we have a question whether we can give out your contact information to the group here. Would that be all right with you?
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll put it, can I put it on the chat?
Yep, that would be great. Just do that to all.
Okay.
And then Brad has a question of how he registers for these future virtual training sessions, that is right at our website, iManifold.com, and then go to the news button and click on virtual training. So that would be great. We'd love to have you guys present.
And if you're still having issues getting the build up, build 56, I implore you after the webinar here to please call in and one of us will walk you through it.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
And I would like to also offer, since we had a little complication today with our technology, that anyone who was on the session, and I've got a list of everyone who was there, if you're interested in the next 30 days in making any kind of a purchase from us, I'll honor a $50 gift certificate from you. So if you're interested in doing that, just email me at marketing@npinnovations.com. I'll put that in the chat. Thanks, everybody.
Great. All right.
You know what? I've got a screen share to show you before we go.
Up it came.
It worked. It worked. I rebooted. Gosh darn it! Now never mind.
False start.
False start. 45.
And just so you all know, when we do the our data logging presentation, we'll actually be connected to a live training unit, and you'll see the data.
Here we are. Now back in business, as you can see. Our UEI is connected. As you can see on the bottom here, you've got electrical information.
Yeah, you can't see it. It's washed out, Eric. Yeah, kind of.
But anyway, we've got our electrical information. When I booted out of this thing and reset it, it kicked me out of my screen share. But up here at the top, it's asking to add more UEI. So, I mean, we can put... what have we got on there now? 7?
I think, yeah. I can't remember how many Abhijit connected, but we've gotten quite a few connected.
I think we've got about 7 now, but I mean, we can do 3-phase on these things, or single phase on 2 separate circuits,
right,
at the same time. So I mean, if we need to measure a condenser and an air handler at the same time, I do believe that we have that thing set up to do so right now. So.
All right.
Sorry about the difficulties. But,
that's technology world. We all live it, breathe it. It's the way it is. So, one other thing, folks. We've created some shorter wired probes. So if anybody wants any, we'll sell those for. We'll come up with a number. We haven't even done that yet, but we've created some shorter probes now because a lot of folks have been asking for them. So if you can all just send us an email what length probe you want, the wired probe, and we'll make them up for you. It'll just have a nice 3.5 millimeter end line. It's not an angle; it's a straight. But we were able to get those.
That's mainly aimed at everybody that's working with iConnect. You know, you might need a longer wire on your iManifold usage, but as far as on the iConnect, I mean, I know myself when I use this thing, you know, I've got my, I've got them pretty much tied up, and I'll zip tie them because in all actuality, I probably use about 3 feet of these things when I'm actually working. So.
Right.
With the shorter wires, they're definitely a lot easier to handle, easier to deploy the whole kit and everything else without having to wrestle with the longer wires. Although,
yes. So what we thought we'd do is we'll get the feedback from the users, really how many they want, what the optimum length is, and then we'll put those into production. We'll put them up on our website as available. But in the meantime, reach out to us, let us know what you want, and then we'll make them up for you. Have at it.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. I'd like to say thank you. I'm Jason from Chicago again, and we appreciate your feedback on all of this.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys again soon.
Thank you very much. Mukhtar from UEI.
Thanks, Mukhtar. Appreciate you showing up. That's great.
Yes.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye for now.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.